Welcome to the futuristic, dystopian, sci-fi movie future that we apparently are living in. This is in The Intercept. Oakland cops hope to arm robots with lethal shotguns. While official language condoning killer robots is shelved for now, Oakland police are still pursuing the option. So I'm reminded of the conversations and the debates that we had a few years back when they were talking about, hey, maybe we'll use drones to patrol the southern border. And everybody a lot of people on the left were shocked, like, whoa, what's going on here? Why would you do this? This is kind of extreme. This is kind of crazy. And the argument was, at the time, people said, yeah, but we're not saying, like, arm the drones. We're just saying use the drones for basically spying purposes and to catch people who are illegally crossing and things of that nature. And the reaction at the time, rightly, was, okay, you say don't arm them for now, but it won't be that long until that shit changes. And here we are. So now the conversation is starting. Where will we end up? Look, I hope not here, but it seems almost like you're fighting against some sort of force that you can't overcome. That's what it feels like at times. So they say, in a series of little-noted Zoom meetings this fall, the city of Oakland, California, grappled with a question whose consequences could shape the future of American policing. Should cops be able to kill people with shotgun-armed robots? I love how this is just... It's like casually floated as if it's a reasonable question. Should cops be able to murder people with shotgun-armed robots? They present it like it's a 50-50. Like, wait, what do you think? What do you think? Should we live in a sci-fi futuristic movie that's basically like every single authoritarian dictatorship fascist nightmare? Should we do that? What do you think? The back and forth between the Oakland Police Department and a civilian oversight body concluded with the police relinquishing their push for official language that would have allowed them to kill humans with robots under certain circumstances. It was a concession to the civilian committee, which pushed to bar arming robots with firearms, but a concession only for the time being. By the way, on this story alone, the civilian review boards just proved they should be all around the country. With just this story. They should be everywhere. Now, by the way, I saw a story recently. There are certain occupied Palestinian territories where the Israeli government has armed robots that they use against the Palestinians. Checkpoints, where it's like a camera and then a weapon. Is that what we want to do? We want that to happen everywhere? We shouldn't even want it to happen in the occupied Palestinian territories. Unbelievable. The department said it will continue to push lethal options when asked whether the Oakland Police Department will continue to advocate for language that would allow killer robots under certain emergency circumstances. Lieutenant Omar Daza Quiroz, who represented the department in discussions over the authorized robot use policy, told The Intercept, yes, we are looking into that and we are doing more research at this time. You got to research it, you know? You got to research it. You got to research gunning down people with robots. That requires studies. It's not something you could just intuitively say, like, hey, this seems like a bad idea. No. You got to study it. You got to look into that. Roughly 2 hours into the meeting, however, the conversation moved on to the Oakland Police's stable of robots and their accessories. One such accessory is the gun-shaped, percussion-actuated, non-electric disruptor. What the fuck is all that? That's a lot of words. We got a lot of words here, guys. I see a lot of words. Do you see a lot of words? A favorite tool of bomb squads at home and at war. The pan disruptor affixes to a robot and directs an explosive force, typically a blank shotgun shell or pressurized water, at suspected bombs while human operators remain at a safe distance. Picture a shotgun barrel secured to an 800-pound Roomba on tank treads. While describing the safety precautions taken while using the pan disruptor, Daza Quiroz told the subcommittee that the department takes a special care to ensure that it is in fact a blank round loaded into the robot's gun. This led a clearly bemused Jennifer Tu, a fellow with the American Friends Service Committee and member of the Oakland Police Commission Subcommittee on Militarized Policing, to ask, can a live round physically go in, and what happens if a live round goes in? Quote, yeah, physically a live round can go in. Absolutely. And you'd be getting a shotgun round. After a brief silence, Commissioner Jesse Say asked the next question. Does the department plan on using a live round in the robot pan disruptor? The answer was immediately provocative. No, Dazakiro said, before quickly pivoting to hypothetical scenarios in which, yes, just such a shotgun-armed robot might be useful to police. I mean, is it possible we have an active shooter in a place we can't get to? And he's fortified inside a house, or we're trying to get to a person? It soon became clear the Oakland Police Department was saying what nearly every security agency says when it asks the public to trust it with an alarming new power. We'll only use it in emergencies. But we get to decide what's an emergency. This is literally exactly like the Patriot Act. Exactly like illegal NSA spying. What did they say? Bro, first of all, they misinterpreted the own bill they wrote on purpose to say, bro, you don't even understand. We're just going after terrorists, bro. We're just spying on terrorists. If you don't agree with us, you're with the terrorists. You're with Al-Qaeda. We believe in safety. We believe in security. You believe in anarchy and chaos. These were the arguments that they made. And then, eventually, not too long after that, we learned, did we say we were just going after Al-Qaeda, bro? Did we say we were just going after terrorists, bro? It's mission creep. So what happens is, first you start there, then you go, well, okay, terrorist is one thing, but what really distinguishes a terrorist from like a violent criminal, like a murder or something like that? And then, you add that one in there, and people aren't saying much, because they're like, yeah, okay, fuck violent criminals, fuck them, right? Who cares? But then it goes from violent criminals, you go, well, what really is the difference between different types of criminals, violent criminal, non-violent criminal? Why not, and do the spying for drug-related cases and things of that nature? And, they probably hide this stuff, keep it under wraps, and they rationalize themselves. Well, they're just criminals, so what are you you gotta do what you gotta do. And then it becomes, well, what about the people who are affiliated with criminals, who maybe have talked to them, maybe done business with them, or maybe not, but we should expand the net so that we collect the metadata of everybody. And then they collect everybody's metadata. They illegally spy on everybody. They literally had an operation called Love Int, which was short for Love Intelligence, which was people who worked at the NSA spying on their fucking spouses and their significant others. This is what happens. This is always the way it works. Same thing when the Bush administration was doing torture. It's like, bro, we're only doing it when we absolutely need to do it, bro. And then, of course, you come to find out they've been torturing people who there's zero evidence there's any wrongdoing of any kind whatsoever. They go off a hunch based on some unreliable source, and they lock the person up at Gitmo or Abu Ghraib, and they fucking torture them. The slipperiest slippery slope of all time. And it feels kind of powerless, doesn't it? And it feels like we're not going to be able to fucking stop this. Soon as they start it, it's a wrap, son. It's a wrap. They'll have in like fucking Toledo, they'll have like an army of 100 militarized robots. In Tuscaloosa, in every corner of the country, they're going to have it. We already have a situation where these motherfuckers are armed to the gills, son. They got tanks and all sorts of military equipment. It's like, this is what we want our own police force that's supposed to protect and serve us to be like an occupying army with killer robots? I don't think so, dog. I don't think so. I say hell no to this, but you're just starting to see the whispers of it. You're just starting to see the discussion around it. Eventually, we might get to the point where these things are used. And yikes on that. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take $0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.